Think your glass of wine is harmless on keto? Think again. In this video, I'll reveal which alcohols knock you out of ketosis for days and which ones you might get away with. If you're going to drink, this is the info your liver wishes you knew. Hey everyone, my name is Marc Bates. I'm a metabolic health coach. This is part of my question and answer series. This is best and worst alcohols for keto. What won't destroy your ketosis? Okay, let's get to the question. You've systematically dismantled the moderate drinking mythology, especially for metabolically compromised individuals. But let's get practical for a moment. You mentioned that if clients insist on drinking, clear spirits without mixers are the least disruptive option. Can you break down the metabolic hierarchy of alcoholic beverages? What makes vodka or gin less problematic than wine or beer when someone is trying to maintain ketosis? Sure, absolutely I can do this. If someone on a ketogenic or carnivore diet insists on drinking, not all alcohols wreak equal metabolic havoc. There is a clear hierarchy of metabolic disruption based on how each beverage affects insulin, ketone production, liver burden, and total carb load. Okay? So tier 1, these are the clean spirits. These are your best choice. Examples include vodka, gin, tequila, 100% agave tequila, whiskey, bourbon, rum, unflavored. Serving, 1.5 ounces neat or on the rocks. Why they're least disruptive. 0 grams of carbohydrate. No sugars, no mixers, no fermentation byproducts. Minimal impact on insulin or blood glucose. Still halts ketogenesis, but for a shorter duration if the liver is otherwise healthy. What to watch? Mixing with sugary sodas, juice, tonic, or sweet liquors can turn these into metabolic bombs. So here's a pro tip. Mix with soda water, not tonic, which has sugar, and add citrus peel or bitters for flavor. Tier 2, dry wine, moderate disruption. Examples are dry red, Pinot Noir, Cabernet, a dry white, a Sauvignon Blanc, Brut Champagne, right? Serving, 5 ounces, approximately 1 to 4 carbs depending on the variety, right? Why it's mid-range. Minimal sugar if truly dry. Contains polyphenols, especially in red wine, but doses are too small to offset the metabolic cost. Slight blood sugar and insulin impact due to residual sugars and alcohol fermentation byproducts. It still halts ketone production, but often returns within 24 to 36 hours. Once again, what to watch. Most wines labeled dry may still have 2 to 5 grams of sugar per glass, and sweeter wines, for example, Riesling, Zinfandels, Moscatos, can have 8 to 20 grams of sugar. So pro tip, look for wines with nutritional transparency or go for low-carb labeled wines, less than 1 gram of sugar per glass. And they are out there. Okay. Tier 3, beer and sweetened cocktails. These are just not should not be on your list. These are high disruption. Examples are regular beer, even light beers, hard cider, margarita, mojitos, sangria, tonic-based cocktails, skinny drinks with agave nectar. No agave nectar. That's pure fructose. Serving size is about 12 ounces for a beer, has between 12 and 20 carbs, and sweet cocktails, 20 to 40 grams of carbs. Okay? If you can get a beer with 4 or 5 carbs or less, you might consider that a tier 2. Okay, I'm just letting you know. That's going to definitely be an ultra light type beer, right? Why they're highly disruptive. High and fast acting carbs. Maltose, fructose, and sucrose. You're going to get this on all the sugary drinks and in beers to some extent. Trigger insulin spikes. Even the light beers will trigger an insulin spike. Immediate halt of lipolysis, right, which is your fat burning, and ketogenesis, which is no more ketones. Often contain grain or corn-derived sugars. This is guaranteed for beers. Okay, lots of grain, lots of corn in there. That worsens inflammation and glucose. Okay, Glycogen reaccumulation kicks you out of ketosis for days. This is the big one. Why? Even light beers I don't like because of it kicks you out for days. What to watch for? Beer is essentially a liquid bread. In fact, in the 17th and 18th centuries, that's kind of what they thought of it as liquid bread. Sweet cocktails often have more sugar than soda. So, pro tip is that if you're going to have a cocktail, opt for a naked version. For example, a mojito without simple syrup or a sugar free hard seltzer. But watch for artificial sweeteners because they can disrupt your gut tremendously. Okay? Alright, real quick, here's your summary table. So, your clear spirits, 0 carb load, dry wines 1 to 4 grams, beer or sweet cocktails 12 to 40, maybe even higher. Just be wary of what you're drinking, okay? Okay, the least bad cocktail. Somebody pushed a shove, said, Mark, I need to have a cocktail. Okay, fine. Here you go. 1.5 ounces of gin or vodka. It's 1 shot of gin or vodka. 4 ounces of soda water. No sugar, right? No tonic water. A dash of bitters. Bitters just adds a little flavor. It's really pretty good. A lemon or a lime wedge, and ice. Total carbs are 0. It tastes. You get the ritual of drinking, social participation with minimal metabolic cost. Okay, this will kick you out of ketosis, but not for very long if you're metabolically healthy. Now, and even better, and this is actually a good keto cocktail for you. Take 4 ounces of soda water, maybe 6 ounces of soda water, a dash of bitters, a lemon or lime wedge, and ice. It will look like you're having a cocktail, right? With 0 alcohol, 0 carbs, and it shouldn't really knock you out of ketosis. If it does, only for a very short time. Okay. All right. What I give as coaching advice for clients who insist on drinking: stick to spirits, preferably 1 to 2 drinks max, and no sugar mixers, right? We're not talking about drinking to get drunk or partying. This is social drinking. Drink with a protein or fat meal. It slows absorption and buffers the hypoglycemia. Avoid drinking late at night because that messes with your sleep, right, and your heart rate variability. Fast the next morning. Definitely. This reignites ketogenesis much faster. Fast, do at least a 16-hour fast if at all possible. And test your ketones before and after, and 12 to 24 hours afterwards to see if you've gotten back into ketosis. Okay? You won't know unless you test it. Alright, bottom line. In a fat-adapted state, alcohol is like flipping a switch. From ketone-powered clarity to metabolic suspension. If you're going to flip it, be clear what you're doing. It means clear spirits are your best lover. Okay? Alright, thanks for listening and for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please put them in the appropriate section. And if you have any ideas of things you'd like me to check up. So like this whole alcohol Q&A came from a couple of people who asked about, well, what if I need to go out for business for a little social drinking? Okay, fine. We live in the real world, so we try to accommodate as much as we can, right? Put it there. We're a community. Let's work together on this. And as always, like, subscribe, share this video for someone who may need it. It helps the channel a great deal. Thank you.